across. And so, of course, now you have a square. This is your second dimension. And so that flat line was your first dimension. That square is your second dimension. And what did you do? You added 3. Well, it is. Your first dimension is like a line. So imagine a line in your head. Flat line. And so this is your first dimension. It has no length, width, depth, nothing. Height, none of that. It's just a flat line. And so that flat line is your first dimension. Now I want you to imagine yourself adding 3 more flat lines to that flat line in the shape of a square, meaning you have your flat line on the surface or the floor. Now imagine yourself adding 2 more flat lines going up or horizontally. And so your one on the floor is vertical or laying on its side. And the other 2 lines, they're going upward. And then the third line that you're adding is going to go across. And so, of course, now you have a square. This is your second dimension. And so that flat line was your first dimension. That square is your second dimension. And what did you do? You added 3. And so, now, it's the same with the square. If you add 3 squares to that 1 square, so you'll have a cube. Now I want you to fix in your mind. You have a square. Now I want you to imagine yourself putting a square on each side of that square and 1 on the top. Grasp. You have a square on the bottom, 2 squares on the side, 1 square on the top. So now you got a cube. 4 squares are a cube. And you added 3. Do you get it? And so now that's your third dimension. Flat line, square, cube. What did you do with these 3? You just added 3. And so these is how dimensions is. Now a lot of you guys will get lost and say, well, that's not the same as Adam's cell. Yes, it is. When you take an atom and you connect it, if I connect 4 atoms together, what would that be? A molecule. And so again, Solace said dimensions is atoms, molecules, cells, organisms. Do you get it? Solars, galaxies, universes.